Hello, hello, hello. Good afternoon. My name is Kavika Hughes, and I will be sharing with you a training on sequences using Mixmax. I currently use it for my client. Helps me to do my follow-ups. That is very, very key to getting positive responses. Say 90 some percent of the responses I've gotten, positive responses I've gotten from my client has always been beyond the actual introduction email. So as Mike stresses throughout his training, the money is in the follow up. I'm definitely a believer. Majority of our positive responses come from the follow up, and the sequences has made it very simple for me to get those follow-ups done. Initially, I did it like Jessica teaches in her Mixmax video, which was a excellent video that you need to watch before watching the video training that I'm doing right now. It'll help you out tons. I learned a lot from it, even though I've sent out thousands of emails. Going through her training, she's just so detailed. Definitely make some time to go through that. But let's get started with what I'll be doing today. It's going to be a simple setup of a sequence using Mixmax. It's the $29 package that will give you access to sequences. It'll give you access to send later. It'll give you access to track opens, and it'll basically gives you a whole lot of data on your different templates and your actual sequences and how many people are replying. But basically, the biggest deal of this sequence is that it makes your follow-ups much simpler. So here we go. Click on your purple M like Jessica teaches. As you can see here, I have my email already set up. I've already sent an email. I've already done a sequence, and the extension is already set up. So everything is good. One, invite your team. I don't have any other team members yet. Let me know if you want to join. And let's move forward. Here we go. Going to click here in sequences. Number one, first thing we're going to do is click on here, new sequence. Add a title. I like home run. It's baseball season. So it's going to be the title of our sequence. Next thing we're going to do is go into edit stages. And what you want to do is you should already have templates set up by going through your first training with Jessica. So make sure you have those. So when you click on, when you highlight templates here, your different templates that are already in your saved templates will be pulled up. So here I just go with my intro, home run email, and it pops right up. Here you'll see I use the variables like Jessica teaches. And when she teaches it, it shows it as a placeholder. The good thing about this sequence extension with Mixmax is that you're only basically going to have to plug in these things one time. If you just use templates without the sequence, every time you send the follow-up email, you're going to have to go back and plug in these different variables. So let me show you. So once you add the template and already has the variables, when you go back to add recipients, you'll see the different variables already populate. So these are the different things that I use to personalize each email. Let's just use a generic one. Let's use Dave. Dave at hotmail.com. Dave. Oh. And let's do Dave's race car driving. service company provides, driving, and 5 years in business. So see here, we got 5 years in business, and we just go back to next edit stages. All right, so now you have a email actually ready to be sent. Here, this feature is neat. You can use the send later situation, like Jessica teaches. So let's say I was going to do it tomorrow, the 26th. Scroll down. I do 6 a.m. I'm in Hawaii. Through my research, 6 a.m. was the best time for my emails to be sent out every day in each time zone. So all my emails go out at 6 a.m. Mixmax does a great job of making sure they're not all sent out one time, because from what I've heard is Gmail will stop that because they are afraid of spamming. So when you go and you look at how many emails were sent out in your on the Mixmax homepage, it'll show different times that each one's sent. So they're not all sent at 6 o'clock. There's a bunch sent at one time, and then another bunch, and then another bunch, and you'll see that when you do this. But so basically, I get that scheduled. Did I plug that in? Okay. Make sure you put schedule. So your first one is set up. Then you want to go add another stage. This is the great part of the sequence, is you add that second email. They'll add it right underneath. So if stage one, so if the person doesn't reply, I use 2 days. In 2 weekdays, it'll send out the next email. Jessica uses it as sending it as a reply. You can do that. Well, basically what all that's going to do is it's going to include it, the initial email that you sent, but it's going to keep the same subject line. I like testing different subject lines just in case the person, the initial subject line didn't catch the person's eye. So every different email, I use a different subject line. So I have to change it to no. I have to change. So you put in whatever subject line you're going to change to. Hey, Dave, here's your solution, or whatever it is. Then you add in your first follow-up. It's easy. You need another stage? Click here. It's your third email. Same thing. If you want to change how many days you reply, go right ahead. I use 2 every 2 weekdays. Not replied. If stage email is not replied, then send another email. This one, change it again. I put change it up again. Hey, Dave's racing. I'm for real. And you just move forward and add your template. Home run number 2. So you just keep going until you're set with all of your emails. Then you're going to go back, and I send out 10 a day for my client. So I just go down and put 10 different names. They get all of their info and just add it in. We'll just use whatever is already plugged in. So each variable is automatically plugged in your intro email and all of your follow-up emails. That is the biggest time saver and a lifesaver versus going in and plugging in every single one every time you send a follow-up. That is the huge difference between using just templates and using a sequence. I did just using the templates for 45 to 60 days, and those were 500 to 600. I mean, there were more than 1,000 emails I sent out doing it one by one by one by one, and it was killing me. This sequence extension is excellent, and if you can do the $29 a month, it is well worth it. So getting back to this. Okay, so once you have all your emails set, It'll show the people's names that you're sending to. Like I said, I usually have 10. Usually I have 5 emails here. Make sure my time is set, and basically it's going to send every 2 weekdays if they do not reply. At basically that same 6 o'clock time slot. So once those are all set, you're going to click here, next, confirm and activate. Right here. On this page, it's going to make sure track opens are clicked. And I use these, end the sequence as soon as they receive an email from them, block any, end the sequence as soon as meeting is booked, and block recipients from being active in more than one. These 3 I use. You can go over and decide which ones you want, but I use these so in case a client replies or makes a meeting with me, I don't want to keep sending them emails as if I didn't receive anything. So these are the ones I use, and block recipients, I use that so we're not sending duplicate emails to anyone. Some states I heard you got to use the unsubscribe link. I don't, for whatever reason. I want my prospects to have an opportunity to engage with me rather than just click a button and be gone with. But I'm not sure on the law. You can check with your lawyers or our coaches and get that clear. But I don't use that unsubscribe button. And basically, that's all I use. If you want to use CC and BCC, you can plug it in here. Next thing, all you're going to do is just click Activate Recipients. Activate here. And then this will show you got 2 recipients. It'll show the 2 that are going to be going out, scheduled for tomorrow at 6 a.m. And then you're going to get some stats after these are all sent. But basically, you'll show, your stages, your emails that you have in a sequence, who you're sending it to, how many recipients. Everything you need is here. It's an awesome, awesome extension, awesome program. After you're done, all you're going to do on this page, click Done. Next thing you're going to see, it's going to pull up your Sequences tab. And this is where your next one will be scheduled. So as you can see, these are the different sequences I have sent out. I think these are for the last 30 days. So you get an idea of like the numbers that I do work with. This number, 63%, that's basically showing you how many out of the whole sequence. So it doesn't mean every single template was, opened. 63% means, that person opened at least one out of the sequence. So don't get too excited over that number that you just seen. We get the average numbers, but it's not as good as 63% for every template. It's 63% for the whole sequence, which shows, at least 6 out of the 10 that I'm sending every day is actually being opened at least once. So to me, that's great. Okay, and getting back to this, I can show you here. Outbox, like Jessica showed you before. Outbox will show you all the different emails that you have that are being planned to be sent out in the future. Tons and tons of emails, but all I can say, getting back to the point of the benefit of sequences. Benefit of sequences is that your follow-ups are set. You don't have to really think about it until they reply. Yes, it's maybe a little less personalized, but at the same time, it's a numbers game. You're going to be able to send to a lot more people that can have interests, versus trying to just deal with a certain amount because you only have a certain amount of time to input information. If you have any questions, Kavika Hughes, let me know. Ask the coaches. We got an awesome team here at No Pants. That's all I got. Take care. May God bless you.